Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it's time to go over the Golden Globe nominations. Now, I was a little bit more prepared this time than I was for the Critics' Choice, and so I actually took some screenshots of my predictions last night as I was making them. So before we talk about each category, I'll put my predictions up on the screen for a split second before we show the actual results on a different graphic. I don't necessarily, again, it was one of those where it was like last night before going to bed, going through and picking them all. And so it's still possible, again, it's early in this season, so I don't have all of these films completely put to memory yet. And so it's possible that, I still might kind of, in the moment, forget something. So at the end, we'll do the same thing we did last episode, where I'll go back and I'll actually look at my predictions and see exactly what we were missing. But without further ado, nominations came out super early this morning. I got on Twitter and saw, it wasn't a spoiler, someone didn't spoil anything, but they said something about the nominations, and it completely was like, oh yeah, I forgot, So I put my phone away, haven't seen anything all day, just got home from work, so let's take a look here. So, actually, and I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and we're going to work up on this website, because that's, they usually have the top categories on top, so more fun to kind of start with the below the line stuff. So the first category here, cinematic and box office achievement. Who cares? Avatar: Fire and Ash. I predicted it, but I mean, a movie that hasn't come out yet is getting obviously it's gonna make money. This would be the funny outcome, is if for some reason this is the one Avatar that doesn't make $1 trillion. Avatar, F1. I think I predicted F1. K-pop Demon Hunters. I know that was a Netflix show, and I know it had a little bit of a theatrical run, a week or something, months after it was already. Did it have that? I didn't predict it because I was I just discarded it as whatever, the streaming thing. That's odd. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I thought about it, but I just kind of felt like we were all just kind of collectively forgetting about Mission Impossible, so I don't think I predicted it. Sinners, Weapons, Wicked for Good, Zootopia. I think on my predictions, I kind of remember this category a little bit. I know I put in Minecraft and Lilo and Stitch, because I know those did big numbers at the box office. And then I threw in, I think I ended up cutting. I originally had One Battle After Another in, just because I was trying to get a bunch of random nominations, but I think I ended up cutting that. Next up, we've got Best Original Song. So yeah, you'll see my predictions there. We've got Dream Is One, Golden, I Lied to You, No Place Like Home, The Girl in the Bubble, and Train Dreams. So 2 Wicked songs. I remember I put in. So what were the 2 that I put in? I think the 2 that I put in. So Dream Is One is the Miley Cyrus song, right? Yeah. I didn't have No Place Like Home, and I didn't have Train Dreams. I think I had the song from the Testament of Ann Lee and Drive from F1 were the 2 that I missed. Let's scroll up here. We've got Best Original Score. Alexander Desplat for Frankenstein, Hans Zimmer for F1, Johnny Greenwood for One Battle After Another, Kang Ding Ray for Seurat, Ludwig Göransson for Sinners, and Max Reichert for Hamnet. So this is the second place that's nominated Seurat. So I think we need to, as well as Hans Zimmer for F1. So I think those 2 we need to just put in there. I feel like something big is missing. I think I had the Testament of Ann Lee again here, which isn't here. I wonder. No, I think Amanda Seyfried's pretty safe. Yeah, I'll come back to this one, because I feel like there's still something big that I'm missing that I don't know yet. Next up is Best Screenplay. We've got Chloe Zhao and Maggie O'Farrell for Hamnet, Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident, Joachim Trier and Esco Voigt for Sentimental Value, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Ronald Bronstein and Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, and Ryan Coogler for Sinners. I think that feels very 6 for 6. I think I snubbed. It was Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident, just because I hadn't seen it, and obviously that's not necessarily a good reason to be snub in a movie, but I just didn't know if it was going to have a whole lot of emotion. I'm really excited to see it, and I think this is getting a screenplay nomination here is good enough for me to. And I wonder, because I think I did snub him for director too. I wonder if he's going to make it up there. If he does, I'll stop snubbing. It was just an accident in all my predictions. I feel like there's something else. Obviously, I had something over it, so we'll come back and see what I missed there. Here's director immediately. So we've got Chloe Zhao, Guillermo del Toro, Jafar Panahi, Joachim Trier, Paul Thomas Anderson, and Ryan Coogler. So I think I probably just had Josh Safdie in for Panahi was probably my sub, but again, we'll double check. Okay, supporting actor. I think this is the one, especially when we're at six. I feel like there's a pretty clear six, and it's just going to be this six all the way to the Oscar, and then you just have to figure out who's going to get snubbed. So let's see if there's any surprise here. Adam Sandler, Benicio del Toro, Jacob Elordi, Paul Mescal, Sean Penn, and Stellan Skarsgård. So no, that feels like that's the six, and I think it's just going to come down to I think like. I'm trying to think, did I do something crazy? I think I picked this exact six. I think Delroy Lindo is probably like your alternate, but I just don't see it happening. Best performance by a female actor in a supporting role: Amy Madigan, Ariana Grande, Elle Fanning, Emily Blunt for The Smashing Machine, Inga Ipsdotter Lilias. Did I do better that time, hopefully? And Teyana Taylor. So Emily Blunt got in over who? We've got the two sentimental value girls, Grande, Madigan, Teyana Taylor. Oh, I think I had Masaku, Wunmi Masaku. Apologies if I'm butchering her name as well. Trying to think of it off the top of my head. I think I had her in. So put in Emily Blunt. So that means Dwayne Johnson's got to be safe up ahead. Let's see. We've got male actor, musical or comedy: Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon, George Clooney, Jay Kelly, Jesse Plemons, Lee Byung-hun for No Other Choice, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Timothy Chalamet. So I definitely snubbed Lee Byung-hun. I think he was sixth on Award Expert. Who did I put in over him? I can't think of who I put in over him off the top of my head, but I definitely think I subbed him out. So we'll check and see what I did there. Now we've got female actor in a motion picture: Amanda Seyfried, Chase Infinity, Cynthia Erivo, Emma Stone, Kate Hudson, and Rose Byrne. So it was Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue. I hadn't heard the best reviews for that, so I think she was kind of like six-ish or so on the on Award Expert. So I remember I snubbed her. I think this is the category, yeah, musical or comedy. This is where I put Emma Mackey for Ella McKay, because she was so low on Awards Expert that I was just like, I wanted the glory of that hitting. Clearly not the best bet, so that didn't hit. Let's see. Actor in a motion picture drama: Dwayne Johnson, Jeremy Allen White, Joel Edgerton, Michael B. Jordan, Oscar Isaac, and Wagner Moura. I think I put in. This is where I put in Daniel Day-Lewis over Oscar Isaac. I loved Frankenstein. Oscar Isaac just wasn't necessarily like my favorite part of the movie, and so I just didn't know if he would have the strength to get in here. And so I kind of just took a shot on them, just seeing Daniel Day-Lewis's name and checking that off, but clearly that didn't happen. Now we go to best performance by a female actor in a motion picture drama: Eva Victor for Sorry Baby, Jennifer Lawrence, Jessie Buckley, Julia Roberts, Renata Reinsva, and Tessa Thompson. So I had Eva Victor out, but that's an awesome pick. Who did I have? Or did I go with Eva Victor? Maybe I did. I'll have to check it at the end if I went with Eva Victor. Non-English language best picture or Yeah, Best Motion Picture, non-English. It was just an accident, no other choice. Sentimental Value, Surat, The Secret Agent, and the voice of Hind Rajab. Um, I think I snubbed that last one, the voice of Hind Rajab, and I put in the Left Hand Girl. There's something about like the Left Hand Girl that's giving me. This seems dumb now that I'm gonna say it out loud. The A Quiet Girl vibes from a couple years ago. I don't know if it's just because they both have girl in the title, but like a film that just kind of got in a couple places, but you never really thought it was much of a contender, and then it's just there Oscar morning. For some reason, I get the same vibe with Left Hand Girl, even though I haven't seen it. I don't really know anything about it. Um, but I feel like the voice of Hind Rajab, is that how you pronounce it? I think that's been getting some motion, so maybe I'll start predicting that. Animated feature, we've got Arco, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle, don't know how to pronounce that. That's interesting, the Demon Slayers here. Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie, or the character of Rain, and Zootopia 2. So that means Demon Slayer got in over In Your Dreams. Is that what it's called? I think that was the only kind of switch that I had. And then we've got Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. We've got Blue Moon. Hello. Blue Moon, Begonia, Marty Supreme, No Other Choice, um, Nouvelle Vague. I don't know how to pronounce that. One Battle After Another. So, Nouvelle Vague is directed by Richard Linklater, right? And I actually just watched Blue Moon a couple days ago, which is also Richard Linklater. So, a pair of Richard Linklaters in here. That's pretty cool. Um, what missed for Blue Moon to get in? Man, and that is massive for Blue Moon. So again, I watched this like 2 nights ago, and I I was amazed with Ethan Hawke. Obviously, like the whole movie. If you're not really familiar with what Blue Moon is, it's a biopic, and it's about the man that Ethan Hawke is playing, and he goes into a bar, and then he has a bunch of conversations with multiple people, and he is. And when I say he's having conversations, every conversation he's 90% of the dialogue to the other person's 10%. Like it is just an acting showcase for Ethan Hawke to just be bouncing around from conversation to conversation. And so it's like it's really impressive work from Ethan Hawke, but I liked the movie, but I didn't know if it was like have that kind of traction. Um I also don't know if I would call this a comedy. I guess technically this is closer to a musical because there is a lot of musical numbers, and it's a biopic about a songwriter. So maybe it's closer to the musical. That's how it snuck in here. Obviously it is funny. It has some funny lines, but it's definitely more sad than I think it is like laugh out loud funny. Um, yeah, what's missing? I'll have to look and see what I missed there. And the last category is Best Motion Picture Drama, Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Values, Sinners, and The Secret Agent. Um, oh, I just realized Jay Kelly isn't here. And Wicked isn't there in musical or comedy. I'm trying. So did I have? It was Jay Kelly in drama, and I probably had that over. It was just an accident, and then I had Wicked over Blue Moon. Well, I mean, but that's also true. I definitely did not have Novelle Vogue. Um, Man, yeah, I really need to. I'm really interested, so I'm gonna put a brief pause on this recording because I need to look at my predictions and see exactly what happened here. Okay, I'm back. So it was. I was so kind of just as soon as I noticed Wicked was gone, it like broke my brain. It was Train Dreams that missed in drama, and then I missed three from my predictions in comedy. I missed Jay Kelly, Testament of Anne Lee, and Wicked. So those were the three there. And then I mentioned missing Safdie and director. For actress, I actually predicted Laura Dern. Was kind of just like a long shot. Is who I predicted over Eva Victor for actress drama. And then for actor comedy, I put in Brendan Fraser. That was just kind of a long shot as well, and that was the spot that ended up going to. Let me double check. It was Lee Byung Hun. No, that's no, yeah, that's it. It was Lee Byung Hun. I tried putting in Brendan Fraser, tried getting cute there, didn't quite work out. And then in screenplay, No Other Choice, I missed on that one. And then I mentioned pretty much everything else. The only other one I noticed that kind of in the technical, not that there's a lot of technical stuff here at the Golden Globes, but only other one I missed that I kind of wanted to highlight was Marty Supreme missed in score, as well as The Testament of Anne Lee. So those were the two that I missed in that category. All in all, it's kind of weird because I felt like I did pretty good in my predictions. I'm like, oh, I only missed a couple. I guess other than Best Picture Comedy, where I only got half right. Everything else, I only missed one, maybe two here or there. And so it's one of those where I'm like, oh, I feel pretty good. When I just checked on my phone, I was looking on the awards expert. I think I was in like 1038th place or something, like 78%. And I was like, oh, like I felt like I did better than that, but then I realized there's not as many categories here at the Globe, so every miss is so consequential. So didn't do as good as I thought I did. I guess I felt okay, but a lot of people did a lot better. Then again, I'm no expert in this. This is just a lot of fun. The Oscars are the only thing I really kind of care about, trying to be as accurate as possible and getting as many right. Everything else is just all the precursors. It's just fun. I throw out a lot of kind of crazy stuff because I want to have the bragging rights for when I call it. Like I've done that a couple years. Like um, uh, I think I was getting Jamie Lee Curtis a couple places last year before she really broke out. Um, and I feel like there was another one where it's like it feels good when you make the crazy prediction and you see all the reaction videos of everyone freaking out and you're like, oh well, I got that one. So I kind of do those a little bit more in the precursors. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know down below in the comments how you did on your predictions. Also in the description of this video, I have a link to my awards expert profile. I don't really post or do a whole ton on there, but if you want to give me a follow, if I get enough followers there, then maybe I'll start being a little bit more active. But that's in there as well. Also, let me know in the comments if you care about the Golden Globes or if you just kind of are just waiting for the Oscar nominations, which is probably in about a month or so, maybe a little over a month from now. So let me know all that down below in the comments. And if you'd like to like this video and then subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future episodes in this series, my awards season episodes, I'm going to have a whole bunch of those on there, or any of the other series I have going on my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.